I want to talk about another concept that will help you elevate your thinking in math class and in life to mimic the top 5, 10, 15%. So in math class, when you struggle, most people will say, how? As in, how do I figure this out? How can I do this? How do I get this formula right? The problem with that line of thinking is you're going off the notion that increased effort equals increased results. You may be thinking, I got to study more, I got to work harder, all that stuff, which if you're into hard work, that's fine, but I'm into smart work. And so to kick this off, I want to update your beliefs. So work with me here and understand that increased effort doesn't mean increased results. And sometimes you get that through something called leverage, where if you pull a little lever, you can multiply your power. You can extend it beyond anything you could if you just did it without leverage. So the top students in math class are working smarter, not harder. And one of the concepts that they use is called who, not how. And it works like this. Some of these top students may have started off just like you. They may have been D, C students, average students with math anxiety. Maybe they struggled. Or they may have started off a little ahead of the curve, but they wanted to keep improving. And so who, not how works like this. Suppose I'm starting a new algebra lesson and I'm just not getting it. The lesson that I learned from the teacher and in class, it's just not clicking. So the who, not how method works like this. The who, not how says who knows algebra. Notice the focus is not on you. When you say how has a default assumption of something you need to do, you personally. 2 is who teaches this well. Now notice how smart that question's asked. They don't default to their teacher. They're asking who teaches this well. Well could mean simplified or give you a method to work faster. 3 is who is efficient at algebra. Now sometimes the person who gets the best grades in math class, which is where you should start, is not always the most efficient. And so if you're like me, I like efficiency and simplicity. So you should seek out 2 people. The first is who gets the best grades in your math class. Because if the teacher's not giving it to you right, maybe the best person in math class knows something that you don't. But the second is figure out who gets good grades, maybe not the best, but near the top, but they seem to make it look easy. They make it look effortless. So that's this person here. So these 2 people here. And then efficiency again is just, hey, who on YouTube or tutors or help sites, who can you go on and private message or maybe set up a session with? Because your teacher or your primary instructor is not always the best person to help you work through these problems. So the magic of who, not how works like this. You increase efficiency and results without increased effort, which is huge. You decrease time spent and stress. When you spin your wheels trying to figure something out yourself, after a few hours, it drives you crazy. You get headaches, you get stressed out, you get tired. There's only so much pushing you can do before this stuff starts pushing back. And so the decrease of time spent and stress is huge. Because if you put a value on your time, if you get more time back during the day, it's like getting more money back, more energy, more vitality, more happiness. So these 2 are big leverage points from asking who, not how. So by embracing who, not how, you're going to the source of who can help you the best, the fastest, the easiest, with the least amount of headaches. So how, and this is not, by the way, a lot, this is drilled into most of us, by the way. I grew up middle class, blue collar, and a little bit of like low level white collar. This was drilled into our head from birth. And so if you grew up like I did, this takes a lot of work to unlearn. Is when something goes wrong, I got to be the one to fix it. I must work harder or study harder or put my brain in the grindstone. But that's the wrong way to think, because you're going to tax your energy, your health, and just your overall well-being. The other beauty of who, by the way, which I haven't covered, is somebody has spent the time you're looking to spend. That's the hidden secret in all this. Somebody, the who, and maybe you don't know them yet, has done all this work. They've fallen on their face, they've gotten the bad grades, they went through the stress, they've experienced the failures, but out of that, they found how to do it better, faster, and more efficient. And so why wouldn't you just go to this person and you can leap the learning curve? Instead of having a learning curve like this, you just go straight to here. Why waste time? Why waste stress? So the next time you're struggling, if you catch yourself asking how, stop, take a deep breath, and instead ask who. Who knows this? Who's good at this? Who's efficient at this? Or even if you don't know those answers, who can point me in the right direction of somebody that can help? Because very helpful people say, hey, even if I don't know it, let me point you to somebody that does know it. So once again, to close out, who, not how, it'll change your life.